Joe Biden left our borders open for 4 years. Let in maybe 20 million illegals. You know what I mean? Fentanyl kills 100,000 Americans a year. But there's a new sheriff in town, Donald J. Trump, and he's going to put an end to it right now. And if that means going to war with the cartels, then so be it. This is a video that Trump reposted maybe a week ago. So let's see what he has to say.
Our country is being poisoned from within by the drugs and by all of the other crime that's taking place. The drug cartels are waging war in America, and it's now time for America to wage war on the cartels. In this war, Joe Biden has sided against the United States and with the cartels. They are making more money than they've ever made before, times 10. There's never been anything like it. They're major companies. They're bigger than even some of our biggest companies. Biden's open border policies are a deadly betrayal of our nation.
So the cartels are at war with us. They're killing us. It's time to go to war with them. You know, Biden has sided with the cartels, just like Trump said. He's betrayed us, leaving our borders open and killing Americans. He's made the cartels rich.
When I am president, it will be the policy of the United States to take down the cartels, just as we took down ISIS and the ISIS caliphate, and just as, unlike the situation we're in today, we had a very strong border, the strongest border, in fact, in the history of our country, and drugs were at a low of 45 years. There's been nothing like what we did just 2 years ago. We will show no mercy on the cartels. Every day, drug traffickers are using the waters of our region to ship their lethal poisons to America, killing so many of our people and ruining families.
Trump did have a strong border, even though 2 million illegals came in under Trump, 20 million under Biden. 100,000 Americans die every year of fentanyl. That's almost like having 2 Vietnams per year. That's roughly 400,000 Americans have died since Biden's been in there. Think about how close that is to 500,000 Americans died because Biden left their border open. It's disgusting.
In addition to restoring strong border security, I will deploy all necessary military assets, including the U.S. Navy, to impose the full naval embargo on the cartels. I did that before, and it worked. What we did was incredible. We will guarantee that the waters of the Western Hemisphere are not used to traffic illicit drugs to our country. Furthermore, I will order the Department of Defense to make appropriate use of special forces, cyber warfare, and other overt and covert actions to inflict maximum damage on cartel leadership, infrastructure, and operations. I will designate the major cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. We will sever their access to global financial systems. I will also work to forge an unprecedented partnership with neighboring governments in our region, just like I did in Mexico.
So Trump's going to treat these guys just like terrorists. You know what? Because they are terrorists. He's going to use the Navy to block shipments of fentanyl from China. He's going to use the military. The cartels don't have a chance. Our military will obliterate them. So this is all good stuff. But the Democrats will cry. They'll cry and say Trump is Hitler. Because he's going to eradicate the cartels. This is what Democrats do, man. They're always on the wrong side of everything.
And remember, in Mexico alone, an estimated 100,000 civilians have been tragically murdered or gone missing at the hands of these cartels. The Mexican government, run by a very fine man, the president, is really working hard, but it's not working out. These cartels are vicious and they're violent, and they have Mexico for now stymied. Well, we have to help Mexico, and we have to stymie the cartels. Either we will get the full cooperation of other governments to stop this menace, or we will expose every bribe, every kickback, every payoff, and every bit of corruption that is allowing the cartels to preserve their brutal reign. And it is indeed brutal.
Yeah, I think Trump is saying right here that we know that these Mexican government officials are working with the cartels. These Mexican government officials are making money from the fentanyl, from the drug dealers, and Trump will expose it. I forget how many Mexican politicians last time around that were running for office were killed. The cartels killed everyone they didn't like. Mexico's run by the cartels. And Trump is kind of saying in that snippet that if we wipe out the cartels, we can free Mexico. Trump is going to do Mexico a huge favor, I think. Imagine how many people are going to be saved from not just fentanyl overdoses, but sex trafficking, human trafficking. Just because Trump is going to be back in the White House, imagine how many people are going to be saved.
Finally, as I have said before, I will ask Congress to pass legislation ensuring that drug smugglers and human traffickers receive the death penalty. The drug cartels and their allies in the Biden administration have the blood of countless millions on their hands. Millions and millions of families and people are being destroyed. When I'm back in the White House, the drug kingpins and vicious traffickers will never sleep soundly again. We did it once, and we did it better than anybody else. There's never been a better border than we had just 2 years ago. It was strong, it was powerful, and it was respected all over the world. And now we're laughed at all over the world. And we're not going to let that happen much longer. We have to take over, we have to be tough, we have to be smart, we have to be fair. But if we don't do something immediately, our country is gone.
Yeah, so if we stay on the same course we're on now, our country is gone. No doubt about it. Trump is going to catch these cartel drug smugglers and put them to death. Do you have a problem with that? I mean, they've only killed 400,000 Americans. We're at war, guys. They're killing us on purpose. So the Democrats will lose their minds. They're going to get triggered when Trump gets tough on the cartels. Watch. Okay, so here's a clip from our new border czar, Tom Homan. And he ain't messing around.
And again, and we know what happens to these children, Sean. And look, the illegal aliens coming across the border, people need to understand, 31% of women that make that journey get raped by criminal cartels. Children get raped. I've talked to little girls as young as 9 that have been raped multiple times. These cartels are animals, and that's why President Trump's going to take them off the face of the earth. They've killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world. And President Trump is committed to calling them terrorist organization and using the full might of the United States Special Operations to take them out.
Yeah, so the adults are soon to be back in the room. I forget what mayor it was in Colorado saying that he's going to stand in the way of ICE coming in and capturing criminal, illegal aliens. And he said he's willing to go to jail. And Tom Homan said, good, because I'm willing to arrest you. This is going to be great, man. This is going to be an amazing, awesome, life-saving 4 years with Trump at the helm. Okay, so Trump will use the military if he has to, I think. If he can get Mexico and Canada to comply, then maybe he won't have to. But if they resist, he's going to put tariffs on them. All right, like 25 or 30% on Canada and Mexico. I think 10 or 15% of all of the illegals that come into America come in through Canada. So they got to tighten up the border. And I think Canada has a fentanyl problem too. So they need to comply, and I'm pretty sure they will. Trump is going to be doing Mexico and Canada and America a favor. But here's what the Mexican president has to say.
Quote, President Trump, neither threats nor tariffs will solve the issue of migration or drug consumption in the United States. Cooperation and shared understandings are required to face these important challenges. Imposing one tariff would mean another comes in response. I'm going to read that one more time because these are very important words from Mexico's president. Imposing one tariff would mean another comes in response, continuing like this until we put shared companies at risk.
Okay, so she's saying that if Trump applies tariffs to Mexico, they'll apply tariffs to us, which is ridiculous. That's not going to happen. I think Mexico, their 85% of their exports come into America. So there's nothing they can do. Trump's got them by the balls. So just comply. She's trying to talk tough right now. She said this 2 days ago, but yesterday she said that she's going to break up this. There's a bunch of people illegals in a caravan coming our way. She's going to bust that up. So she's already bending the knee to Trump, and Trump isn't even in office yet. And here's Trudeau. Let's see what he had to say yesterday.
Bonjour tout le monde. I had a good call with Donald Trump last night again. We obviously talked about laying out the facts, talking about how the intense and effective connections between our two countries flow back and forth. We talked about some of the challenges that we can work on together. It was a good call. This is something that we can do, laying out the facts, moving forward in constructive ways.
So anyways, Trudeau's already bending the knee. That guy ruined Canada. So just comply and you won't have tariffs. Let Trump do what he wants because he's going to save Canadian lives and Mexican lives. He's going to save who knows how many people from human trafficking. This whole thing is good. You know, we needed a tough leader. We got Donald Trump. Thank God. If Kamala would have got in there, it would have just been more open borders, more human trafficking, sex trafficking, fentanyl deaths. In 4 years, if 400,000 Americans died under Biden in 4 years, then Trump is probably going to save 400,000 American lives. So the media is going to lose their shit when Trump starts deporting everybody. So we need to support Trump because it's going to get ugly and the media is going to do what they do best, lie. So we are so lucky Trump is going to be back in power. Thank God. All right, guys, I got an update here. This is from yesterday. Donald Trump, I don't know if it's a Truth Social post, but he said that just had a wonderful conversation with the new president of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo. She has agreed to stop migration through Mexico and into the United States, effectively closing our southern border. We also talked about what can be done to stop the massive drug inflow into the United States and also U.S. consumption of these drugs. It was a very productive conversation. And then he goes on to say, Mexico will stop people from going to our southern border. Effective immediately, this will go a long way towards stopping the illegal invasion of the USA. Thank you. So, maybe Trump won't have to use the military. Maybe they're all going to comply, and Trump's going to fix what we voted for. You know, Biden screwed everything up, and Trump is starting to fix things before he even gets in there. This is what we want. We want a strict president that's going to drop the hammer on all of this bullshit. And he's making America great again, guys. Just like that. Like, share, subscribe. Don't be a freeloader.